Hey guys, I'm here to do another color along, and it is from the 50 Winter Miniatures from, what's her name? Kameliya, Angelakova. So this is the cute page. I am using some Aspire alcohol markers to color these cute little mice. They're so adorable. It's so adorable. Also, this would go for one of Olga's weekly challenges. She did one, and one was mice or a mouse. Excuse me. So I'm doing this one for that as well. And since I never get them done when the week is actually the when it's actually the week of her challenge, I'm just going to do a video once I get a few of these completed and then just put it in one video with her hashtag. So anyway, I'm using markers, and I'm using the 3 colors to color them along. As you see, I'm going from light to dark, and I tend to go light to dark, particularly if the colors are dark. So grays, browns, blacks, I will use the lighter colors first and then go darker, because once you put down that dark color, it's very hard to come back from that. So if you start light and then go dark, it makes it a lot easier to adjust, and you can always go back over it. So I just love it. So yeah, so in any place that would have a shadow, I'm using the darker colors, and then that just makes it more 3D and more, I don't want to say realistic because these are cartoon mice, but it makes them look as if they're not just flat. And then I'm going to use the middle color and come back, and then use the lighter color and come back. And you can do a variety of levels if you want, so to speak. Another tip, let me put this out there, is if you go ahead and do your 3 colors and then let it all dry, move to another part of the picture, and then the whole thing is completely dry. When you come back, if you want to add darker colors and add another, basically more layers, to a point you can do that, and it'll give you a different look. So now I'm starting on the other little mouse. Look at her, she's so cute. I just love them. They're adorable. So adorable. These are just wonderful. I like these 50 miniature series that she has out, because it just seems like they're so cute, they're so fun. They have just the right amount of detail to be easy to do, and they're small enough that you're not spending like half the page of an 8.5 by 11 on a face. So I love that. What I wish she would really do is make these pocket size. I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So anyway, yep, so here you can see I'm doing the same thing again. I'm going with the second color, adding dark wherever it will be a shadow. And this will push pieces of the image back and forth, back and forth. So anyway, what are you guys doing? Are you having fun this July? I'm getting depressed because it's now, what, July 19th? So the closer it gets to going back to work, I always have to fight off major bouts of depression and so forth. So I'm trying to deal with that. And coloring does help, so I can be mindless with it. The bad thing about that is then I want more supplies. Not that I wouldn't want more supplies anyway, but if I'm having a hard time, I don't know about you, if I'm having a hard time, you know, they talk about, you know, retail therapy. So it's like retail therapy and coloring therapy all at the same time, and it's still cheaper than actually going to a shrink. Yeah. Still cheaper than that. Oh my goodness. I need to take a drink here. Excuse me. So, yeah, the closer it gets, the more I have to try to fight off these issues. But today was a decent day. I got a bunch of stuff at the house worked on. you know, like when you clean your house, but you're trying to like rearrange things. So you're trying to rearrange the refrigerator and rearrange your kitchen, like everything in the kitchen, the cabinets, all that kind of stuff. And I want it all done before I have to go back to work. And yet it's like I have to balance. Okay, I guess I'm just sitting here whining in this video. But, you know, I have to balance, you know, issues with my back as well as other things, you know, like things you got to do in real life. Because, yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying I could be a total hermit and not leave my house for weeks and be perfectly fine with that. But anyway, so here you can see let's move on to something else, right? So what do you do anyway when you need to like stave off emotions or negative feelings? So here I'm doing the ears and the tummy, and I'm using a lighter kind of it's like a peachy yellow, and I'm doing the same 3-color combination again. You put the light to the medium to the dark. Now, here's an example where you could go the other way and put the dark in first and go light. So because it's such a light color, if you went and put in the dark, it would be okay, because once you go back and put that lighter marker over top, it'll sort of wash out the darker color. So that makes it a little bit easier to do, to go from dark to light when you're using lighter colors. Their little faces are just so adorable. Now, although I'm not doing a fur texture on these, so to speak, you can also do that with alcohol markers, just to add fur texture. Has anybody thought about what their Christmas stuff is going to be like? Have you figured out if you're going to do cards? Like, I'm also a card maker, as well as I make journals and crochet and all that kind of stuff. So I end up making a lot of cards, and I make a lot of presents and so forth like that, as well as buy stuff. But does anybody out there know what they're going to do for Christmas this year? Are you making cards? Do you buy cards? Have you purchased handmade cards? Do you even send cards for Christmas or winter season? I do when I get around to it. I make all of them, and then sometimes I forget to send the ones I made. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. All right, we're doing the same thing here with the green. We're just going to add the green colors. So cute. When you do your decorations, what do you guys decorate? Do you have a tree? Do you have 2 trees, 3 trees? I know some people, they have a tree in every room of their house, and they decorate the entire thing. Like one person I know, like personally in real life, Christmas tree, in like a big Christmas tree, not just a little one, in every room of the house. And it was like this big, huge deal to decorate everything. And I'm like, dang, that's a lot of trees. Oh my gosh. What about you people who have pets? Okay, I don't know so much about dogs, because when I had dogs, they didn't really mess with the tree too much. But when I got cats, oh my gosh. And my big boy, oh my gosh, my big boy, he's ridiculous. He was, I don't even think he was 6 months old yet. And he jumped up in the Christmas tree and was laying in the branches and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, he broke the tree. He broke part of the tree. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then the next year, I was like, I'm going to put up this tree anyway, and I'll just try to keep him away from the tree, right? Of course, that's like, no, it's not going to work. But I was like, okay, if we put it in this section, it'll be propped up a little bit behind the couch and the wall, so he won't be able to mess it up. Now, keep in mind, this is a year later, so old big boy is huge. And he jumps up in the middle of the tree and it was a done deal. I'm like, okay, well, I guess there's no more tree after this. So last year what we had to do is get one of those little tabletop trees that's about 4 feet tall, and it sits in a vase, or not a vase, but like a planter, and put that up on the table, because I was not gonna have Mr. Man break my tree. And I was so sad because they had this awesome tree on HSN. I don't know if anybody else shops HSN in the coloring community, but like I said, I'm also a crafter, so I shop HSN like every month. They had this gorgeous 3-part tree that would light up automatically, and it was beautiful. It was $200 for this tree, and I wanted it so badly, and all I could see was my big old jumbo cat destroying that tree, and I would have to like kick him outside in the snow. Be like, you have got to go, you messed up mommy's tree. Anyway. All right, we've started these leaves. Now I went with a different green here. I went with kind of like a olivey green, just to give it a different kind of feel to it. It was just ridiculous. I'm still thinking of that image of him jumping in my Christmas tree. So ridiculous. It's so funny. The things we have to put up with our fur babies. However, this is why I have fur babies and not real children. See, you can put the fur babies and lock them away. You could put them in their cage. You could put them in the bathroom. You could say no, no, no. You can't do that with children. That'll get children's services called on you. No, no, no. So funny. All right, so we're talking about Christmas. What is everybody else's favorite holiday? Assuming Christmas isn't your favorite holiday. Christmas is my favorite holiday. So, and it's not so much for like the presents and the gifts, but from Thanksgiving until New Year's, it's like that whole season of you get to hang out with your family 3 different times. We have 2 Christmases. Well, until last year with COVID, we had 2 Christmases. So we'd have like one Christmas on December 25th, and then we'd have another one like a week later with the other part of the family. So it was like you get 3 different celebrations in that time, so forth. So I love Christmas. Plus, you have a Christmas break. Now, on the flip side, I hate winter. So what's your favorite holiday? And then what's your favorite season? So my favorite season, I'm just yakking. You're probably like, shut up. My favorite season is actually fall, like that early to mid fall, where you could wear a jacket or not wear a jacket. You could wear a long sleeve shirt or not wear one. The leaves are turning and it's not 85,000 degrees outside, but it's not freezing either. Yeah, fall is my favorite. It's my favorite season. What's on your Christmas list? That would be fun. So, you could either talk about what's on your general Christmas list or what's on your crafty coloring Christmas list. My one crafty coloring one would be a full set of polychromos. I ordered a set of 24 because I had a coupon, and I was like, well, I'll order this set so I could try it. Woo, I want all of them. I would like that, and I would like Faber-Castell Pitt pastel pencils. Those would be on my 2 crafty list. 2 things on my crafty Christmas list. What about yours? What about yours? Tell me, yes. I guess I could also use this picture. Okay, random jump of subject. I could also use this picture for JoJo's celebration. because it's her birthday this month. So if you haven't seen JoJo Zahana's channel, go check her out, because that's my girl. We be buddy coloring together, or as she calls it, butter colors. And she has a hashtag going on for Johanna Lynn's Celebration 2021. So you could do something out of Johanna Basford, something out of Hannah Lynn, or something that's celebratory. So I guess I'm going to put that on here too, because this is celebrating Christmas. Ding dong! So you have a little bit of time. So if you haven't played along in hers, go ahead, do it. And then go over to her channel and wish her happy birthday. Say, happy birthday, girl, from Poet's Spice. I don't know if she actually said what date her birthday is. I just know she said it's in July. Okay, I do know that eventually here I'm going to go to actually 4 colors. So just like with colored pencils, where you can go with 1 color, you can go with 3 color combos, you can do the same thing with alcohol markers. You can have as many colors as you want. So eventually I'm going to go and add a 4th color, because I wanted to add some extra darkness around this edge. It's so cute. I can't help it. Look at their little eyes. Do you see how cute their little eyes are? Look at their little eyes. So adorable. Then I realized doing this edit that, like, you can't see that I was coloring at the top of it. There you go. I'm like, duh. Move it down, poet. Move it down. And then here's where I added that darker green. Now, because this green is in the middle, this is a color where I could have gone dark to light or light to dark. And it really wouldn't have made much difference as long as you made sure you kept the pieces wet. Now, I don't know if I've said this before, but I will say this now since we're talking about whether it's wet or dry. One thing in general that you do not want to do is to let your alcohol ink dry. Okay, so you have this whole sprig of holly. You don't want to color the whole thing in one color and then come back and do the other color and color the whole thing. And you want to do it in pieces. Okay, so you'll notice when I did this, I did it leaf by leaf. Now the stem is okay because it's not that big, but you don't want to let your alcohol ink dry, because if you let it dry, then you'll get a harsh line. Okay, so, and you can, sometimes you can get it out. It's harder to get out when it's darker colors, but a lot of times you're still going to see that line. So you don't want to like do the whole thing in one color and then come back and do it again, unless you're looking for that harsher line. Okay. So for example, I'm putting in these darker pieces. Since veins and leaves tend to be darker, well, it depends on what side you're looking at, but since they tend to be darker, and then if I let the whole thing dry with that dark ink and then came back with a lighter color, it would help diffuse it a little bit, but you would still have pretty much a crisp line unless you put a ton of alcohol ink on it. And then you know, you're going to damage the paper that way. So there are instances where you would want that effect, but in general, you do not want to let your alcohol ink dry. So you do it in pieces versus doing the whole thing. Oh, their little eyes are so cute. I can't stand it. So adorable. So for this piece, I'm gonna finish up with this, and I'm going to do the berries and the bell and the other, like the snow and stuff like that, in a second video, so you're not sitting here forever in a day. Also, you can let me know in the comments below if you prefer the sped up version, or if you would like to see like a real-time version of color alongs and stuff that I do. You can let me know. I'm still working on that streaming thing. Last time I did it, my connection was just like, we may or may not do that. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to let the rest of this run, and I want to thank you for watching, and definitely like, subscribe, share, and I want to thank everybody who's been watching and subscribing to my channel. I'm up to like 640 something, and I was like, yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.